Good morning, students. Today I will explain you about the cell types and skeleton in case of sponges. So this is the continuation of phylum Porifera. As you know that students, these poriferans exhibit cellular grade of body organization, and they are the first group of animals in the kingdom Animalia which exhibits this cellular grade of body organization. And these poriferans, they are the first group of multicellular animals. And there is a very interesting thing that though these are the first animals which exhibits multicellular nature, but they exhibit a very remarkable degree of development of different varieties of cells in their body. As you observe in this slide, there is a section of the body of sponge which shows the different type of cells here, and you will also observe some skeletal structures like spicules, spongin fibers, and there are some cells like amoebocytes, porocytes, solenocytes, archaeocytes. So varieties of cells are being observed here. These sponges exhibit varieties of cell types, and the body wall section, the microscopic view of a poriferan body wall will show you the following things. And the sponge cells are specialized for particular functions. As you know that they exhibit cellular grade of body organization. And there are some basic type of cells like pinacocytes and choanocytes, wherein pinacocytes are found in the outer regions or the outer body wall, and the choanocytes are present in the inner layer. As you know that these poriferans exhibit diploblastic body condition, wherein the outer ectoderm it consisting of pinacocytes, hence the layer is called pinacoderm, whereas the inner layer is made up of special type of cells called choanocytes, hence the layer is said to be choanoderm. And in between these two layers, there is a gelatinous matrix is present, that is what called mesenchyme. And as you see here, these cells called pinacocytes are present in the outer body wall, whereas the choanocytes are present in the inner body wall, that is in the endoderm, and in between which that gelatinous mesenchyme it exhibits varieties of cells like archaeocytes, sclerocytes. Archaeocytes are the undifferentiated mass of cells. Sclerocytes are the one which produces the spicules and spongin fibers. And apart from that, there will be cells called porocytes, and these porocytes are present between the pores or on either sides of the pore that is present in the body of these sponges. And you know that there are many number of pores are present in the body of these sponges, which is also referred to as ostium. The smaller ones and the bigger ones are called osculum. So this is the section of the sponge body. So here you can clearly make out the other type of cells in the mesenchyme like amoebocytes, the porocytes. Porocytes, as I said earlier, these are present on either sides of the pore or the ostium. And apart from that, there will be cells like archaeocytes and amoebocytes and various other such type of cells. These poriferans, they basically containing six type of cells, and they play an important role in regeneration. And these cells may be of following types. The first one is scleroblasts. The amoebocytes which manufacture the skeleton of spicules are called as scleroblasts. According to the nature of the product, they are known as chalcoblasts, silicoblasts, and spongioblasts, wherein chalcoblasts producing calcareous spicules, and silicoblasts producing siliceous spicules, and spongioblasts producing spongin fibers. And the next type of cells will be colonocytes. These are the most of the amoebocytes have branching pseudopodia often united into a network. And chromocytes, which are pigmented amoebocytes, which are responsible for the different variety of colors or the range of colors exhibited by these poriferans. And there are some cells here called thizocytes, and these are the amoebocytes which have rounded pseudopodia and reserve food material. So thizocytes are concerned with the storage of reserve food material. And myocytes, these are the amoebocytes which are present around the osculum, especially around the osculum, the bigger opening. And there are some other cells called gland cells. These are the amoebocytes which are attached to the body surface by long strands and secrete slime. Coming to the some specialized cell types, sponges have a cellular grid of organization and they do not possess any structures that can be considered as organs. For instance, sponges do not have stomachs or kidney. Instead, sponge cells are of various types and they are responsible for bodily functions, that is, the day-to-day activities that sustain life. Many of the most common types of cells are illustrated below in a cartoonic view of the wall of the poriferan. First one is pinacocytes. These are the cells which are commonly called as the skin cells of the sponges. And as I said earlier, these are present in the outer ectoderm and they are thin, leathery and tightly packed together. You see, the pinacocytes are marked here and these are present in the outer ectoderm layer. Then coming to choanocytes, these are the distinctive cells that line the interior body wall of the sponges, that is endoderm, and these cells have a central flagellum that is surrounded by a collar of microvilli. It is their striking resemblance to the single-celled protistans called choanoflagellates that make many scientists believe that choanoflagellates are the sister group to the animals. And choanocytes are versatile cells. Their flagella beat to create the active pumping of water through the sponges, while the collars of the choanocytes are the primary areas that nutrients are absorbed into the sponges. And furthermore, in some sponges, the choanoflagellates develop into gametes also. Then, mesenchyme, it is the gelatinous matrix present between the two layers, that is ecto and endoderm, or the pinacoderm and choanoderm, and it is a thin space called mesenchyme or mesophyll. The mesenchyme consists of proteinaceous matrix and varieties of some cells and spicules. So this is the further elaboration of the gelatinous matrix only, which is called mesoglia or mesophyll. And there are some specialized cell types in poriferans, which I said earlier. The first one being amoebocytes or archaeocytes. Some of the engulfed material may be distributed to another type of cell called amoebocyte. The amoebocyte assists in the digestive process and in the distribution of nutrients to other cells of the body. Amoebocytes are also totipotent. As I said earlier, these are undifferentiated mass of cells which have the totipotency. You know that, students, totipotency is the ability of a cell to transform into any type of cell, meaning that they can change into other sponge cell types. In some species, amoebocytes are able to become egg or sperm cells for sexual reproduction. So this is the enlarged view of amoebocytes. As you observe here, these amoebocytes are present behind these choanocytes, and these amoebocytes, as I said, they are present in behind these choanocytes, which bring about the process or the phenomenon called phagocytosis of the food particles. And at the tip of this choanocyte, you see there are some flagellated projections, and that will constitute a ring of projection called collar, and these are helpful for these sponges to trap the food particles in the mucus, which brings about a phenomenon called phagocytosis. And the other type of specialized cells are called sclerocytes. The secretion of spicules is carried out by the sclerocytes, and other cells called spongocytes that secretes the spongin skeletal fibers when those are present. So in this picture you see that spicules are hidden between these sclerocytes, and these sclerocytes are the one which produces these spicules. And in the mesenchyme part you see that archaeocytes are also there, the undifferentiated mass of cells which have the totipotency, and there will be the presence of choanocytes and pinacocytes, and in between which there will be mesenchyme. Then coming to myocytes and porocytes, poriferans do not have any muscle cells, so their movement is rather limited, hence they are mostly sedentary. However, some poriferan cells can contract in similar fashion as that of muscle cells of higher animals, and myocytes and porocytes which surround the canal openings and pores can contract to regulate the flow of water through the sponge body. So here is the picture of porocyte. So porocyte is present on the sides of these pores, or what is called as ostium, or they are present in the sides of osculum. And this is the elaborate view of that porocyte, where it contains some other type of cells like lymphocytes or cholenocytes. And as I said earlier, pinacocytes are present towards the outer side, and choanocytes are present towards the inner side, that is the endoderm, and between which you also observe the presence of sclerocytes and amoebocytes, and the cells which differentiate into other type of cells, and there will be the cells called oocytes in the mesenchyme part. So these are the elaborate view of this porocyte. And coming to sponge skeleton, sponge skeletons are made up of hard rod-like projections called spicules, which are actually microscopic projections, and they are made up of a protein called collagen. And these sponge classes are based on the composition of the spicules, which I already explained you in the previous class. And spicules are made up of either calcium carbonate or silica that are secreted by cells called sclerocytes. And those which have calcareous spicules, they are grouped under a class called calcarea, and those which are having siliceous spicules, they are grouped under the class called Hexactinellida, and those which have spongin fibers or both, they are grouped under the class called Demospongia. So this is the view of the variety of spicules. As you see here, there are some siliceous spicules, and there are some spongin fibers and calcareous spicules, and you can also see the variation with reference to the form or the shape of these cells or the spicules, based on which they are classified into different types. And here there is a photograph of different variety of sponges or poriferans here, and as you observe here, this sponge is called Cali sponge. They have siliceous spicules, which are present among the class Demospongia, and Potidon, which is present in the class called Hexactinellida, and they are having siliceous spicules, and Leucosolenia also having spongin fibers, and Euplectella having calcareous spicules. Skeletal elements are made up of spongin, are often referred to as spongin fibers because they are more flexible than calcium or silica spicules because of their spongy nature or the fiber nature. And the spongin is a protein and it is secreted by cells called spongocytes. Although sponges have no muscle tissue and are sessile organisms, they do have some muscle-like cells called myocytes, which thing I already told you. And myocytes surround canal openings and porocytes, and these cells are able to contract in order to regulate the water flow through the body. So as I said earlier, there are varieties of spicules that can be classified based on their shape, and here you see that there are some megascleres which are there on the top of this slide, which are quite bigger in nature, hence called megascleres. And there are some spicules called monaxan spicules, which are having a single pointed projection, and below which you see there is a variety of spicules called trioxan spicules having three radiated spine-like projections, and below which there will be tetroxans. As the name itself suggests, they are having four spiny projections or pointed projections, and the bottom part of this slide you observe the type of megascleres, which are quite bigger in nature. Okay, and on the top of which there will be the spicules called microscleres, which are quite smaller in nature, hence called microscleres. So this is all about the type of spicules and the types and structure of spicules. The elaborate form can also be observed here. As you observe here, there is a variety of spicule called tricline and trioxan, hexactine. As you observe here, there are 6 projections are here, and monaxan, which is having the variety called diacline, having 2 pointed projection, and tetracline is having 4 pointed spiny projection, and polyactine having many pointed projections. So this is all about today's class, students. Let us continue our discussion in the next class. Thank you.